Hello everybody, it's Richard Hart here. I just want to let you know that the Pulsechain.com mainnet has launched and PulseX.com on that mainnet has launched as well. I hope you guys are all enjoying it. We waited a couple years for this and it's finally here.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another exciting day. It is the weekend for the Americans. It is still Sunday, but here down under it is, what is it? Monday. It is Monday. We're in the future, folks, and I always like talking about that because I know it's something cool. We're at the bottom of the world as well. We haven't fallen off, so we're still here. What is it? 12:30 p.m., 18th of March, Monday. And of course, man, what a pullback overnight. Man, pretty aggressive last couple of days on the old pulse chain. But of course, where there is a pullback, there is aggressive opportunities. And so there are pulse chain opportunities everywhere. If you are doing anything out there, just make sure you've got a good portfolio set up. Make sure that you've taken your risk management into account as well. Obviously, on pullbacks, that can be pretty aggressive, particularly if you're doing leverage on some of your positions. So just remember, think about that too. Great on the way up, but on the way down can be pretty breathtaking, and you have to short things up. So just out there, had a few comments, DMs from people, so make sure you get that right as well. All right, but there are opportunities galore, and of course we're coming up to what's the day 310 on Pulsechain, and of course what's that? Another 55 days till full year. And then, of course, something like that. And then what does that mean? That means weekends, 1 year to wash out weekends. Well, we're certainly having that right now in the charts. So, just the way it goes. Get rid of those weekends. If you've got diamond hands, you can hodl for the Magic Carpet ride, then I'm sure you're going to be pretty happy when it's all said and done and your bags get pumped pretty big. So that's something to think about. The other thing, of course, is there's lots of excitement out there about eHex and PHEX and Pulse and PulseX. Opportunities abound, about Richard Hart, about direction, about, of course, X Hex coming out on X1 chain, and of course free airdrops like that. So there's lots of stuff happening in the space, and of course there are opportunities for everybody in that space there. Now, just remember, one of our principles of this channel is a no drama channel. We've been pretty good keeping to that, and of course the reason why we do that is because if you focus on drama, you can often miss the bull market because you're following so many opinions. You get swamped and you don't really focus on value in crypto. And so that's what we try to do on this channel, is focus on the crypto value. That's also what we try to do in our Pulsechain and Hex Discord. And it's also what we try to do in our strategy club, which is our private strategy club inside Discord as well. So food for thought there. All right, let's see who's in the house. We've got a couple of people. We've got Sandy Beach. Hello, Sandy. Welcome to the chat. Another influencer, and out there doing a great job with the fitness and health for the community. Currently doing the squat challenge this month, which is going pretty well. Sinful Believer says hodl challenge till you make it. Yeah, that's right, especially with the last couple of days, and particularly last night when the pullback happened. Fortunately, there's a bit of a bounce at the moment, so it's nice to see. Probably helping people out with that little bounce. Sandy Beach says hello everybody, and of course happy St. Patrick's Day. Yeah. Was that yesterday or today? Happy St. Patrick's Day out there. What else? We got some Wookie in the house. Wookie, the crasher boom. Hey, good to see you, Wookie. Hex Tamar says eHex for the win. Yeah, eHex doing pretty good out there. And a big shout out to Golkey, taking a lot of leadership out in that space on that one. And of course, it's when it's cheap, you can pick it up. That's the way it goes. That's markets for you. Property View in the house there. Excellent. Hey, Property View, appreciate that. Big shout out to you. And always a pleasure to have such a long-term supporter of the channel in the house. And of course, your content. I've watched some of your content on your channel. $1 million mentions and things like that. He does amazing castles as well. Pretty cool channel, Property View. If you haven't checked it out, check it out and subscribe. Jenna in the house there. Good morning, all. Good to see you, Jenna. Welcome to the chat. Let's go, says Banana Wookie. And of course, Archie in the house as well. Hi, all. Good to see Archie. Welcome to the chat as well. Hope Archie had a good time the other day on the PulseBot interview that we had with Calvita. Now I'm going to give you a surprise. I've got another interview coming up. Yay! So I won't tell you who until I set it up. But it's coming up maybe tomorrow, the next day, within the next 2 days. So look forward to that. Could be tomorrow, could be the next day. We'll see. We got Sandy Beach with the red hands, looking nice. And of course, today, Sunday, March the 17th, says Sandy, yep, you're up there in the good old US of A. And of course, a nice one. All right, so let's get on to it, folks. We're going to have not the biggest long show today, but we've got a few little project updates. We're going to be going through some of the markets and have a look at some of the opportunities that are out there. Now, I did lose all the data. I had to clear my data, my cache memory, and so I lost all the deck screener setups that I have. But I'm making a new one, and it's a new improved one. So that will probably have to spend the rest of today doing that too. So we've only got some pretty short lists at the moment. You have to bear with me until I fix that up. But it's going to be better than ever. All right, let's see here. Let's go Blobfish King. Just jumping in there quickly before we get into the charts. Hey, Blobfish King, welcome to the chat as well. If you're new to the channels, subscribe, like, and share as usual, either on Hex Token channel, Superman Crypto, or Pulsechain X. Those are the 3 YouTube channels we're streaming to, over 10,500 subs. And, of course, a big shout-out to all the members. Now, let me move my position here. And where am I going here? We're going over here. Yep, and we're going to get into it. Let's go. Bam. Well, there's the markets for you. Actually, I kind of been liking this sort of format lately. Is that the one I like? Yeah, I kind of like that, but then I get in the road of the Bitcoin chart. So we'll pump back to here for the time being. Actually, have we got another one? I think I've got this one here. Bam. There is not too bad, is it, that one? All right, so at the moment, BDC, let me know what format you like. You like that one? Let me know. This is my usual one that I have. Let's call that number A. So put A if you really like that one. I use this sometimes. This is B, let's say. And this is C, which is pretty good, actually, full screen. And let me know. Type in A, B, or C, which one you prefer the most. Because, maybe we'll just move to a new main one there. So kind of cool. We've got a letter A already from Sandy. That's an A there. So let me know. Okay, Archie's got an A too. Okay, cool. Oh, well, it looks like Archie. We've got an A. We've got a D. There's no D. There's no D, Wookie. There's no a D. There is no D. I don't think you were listening at any time. You probably came in after having a little, I don't know, Jedi moment and didn't do anything there. All right, let's leave it on A at the moment, but let me know A, B, or C, and let's get into it. So Bitcoin at the moment, $68,500. Pretty much flat at the moment, down a tad, but pretty much flat. The dominance is at 50.89%. Ethereum at the moment, 3,654, and that's pretty flat at the moment. But man, did it pull back? It pulled back down to 3,400. We're going to check that out, but it's back up at the moment. So if you wanted to pick up more Ethereum, it was up at $4,100 or so. You would have been able to pick up a lot more ETH if you were bullish about that. So kind of cool. We were expecting a pullback coming up. We were expecting that, and yeah, we got it up. It happened. So we're going to talk about that in the charts. So I don't want to front run all that conversation. Solana up 3% at the moment. So Solana looking pretty good. Where's Solana ranked at the moment? 4th overall, I think it is. 4th overall, ahead of BNB. So that's Solana there on CoinGecko at least. AVAX is up a little bit there, 2%. So there are a few little ones doing a bit better than others on the old charts. But let's move on. And let's get into the Bitcoin chart here. Wow, look at that. Woohoo! Remember, the 50 moving average is in yellow here, and that's currently sitting at 58,000. So that's kind of gives you some support area if we did come back down there. So just remember that, and we do have this little spike down to 59,000. So 58 to 59 is kind of a bit of a support zone there. What else are we going to say about this? The high of the day, 68,877. The low of the day, 64,505. And, of course, our all-time high back up here was 73,835. But we've had a nice little bounce 2 ties in a row now at about 65K. So we've got a bit of support there before we would have to go down to 58. That's kind of the where we would be going there. So 65, looking not too bad. And you guys know, what do we got coming up? The Bitcoin halving. It's getting ever so close. Is it a month away yet? Because we've been counting it down on the channel. So let's have a quick look and see how far away the Bitcoin is going now. So look, Bitcoin and 30 days, folks. 30 days. I don't know. Is 30 days a month or 31? You decide. But 30 days, some days, well, February had 29 days, isn't it? Had 29 days. And of course, people that had their birthday on February the 29th, the people that every 4 years they get to celebrate their birthday. The other 3 years they don't. That's pretty funny. I think that's funny. Anyway, 30 days to go until the Bitcoin halving, and that's going to be bullish, right? So how high will we go? And that's going to be the fun thing to watch. And of course, are we going to go to the top of the bull market, which is in the future sometime? Is it going to be 150 to 180? Is it going to be 240? Is it going to be 400,000 like some of the different price calls? We will find out in due course. But at the moment, Bitcoin holding up pretty well. Market cap Bitcoin is over 1.3 trillion at the moment. So I think that makes the total market caps over 2 trillion something, 2 point something, 2.3 or 2.2, something in that ballpark. Ethereum at the moment, of course, has its own issues. Quite a severe pullback, really. I mean, Ethereum's still got a long way to go. Hasn't even got near its all-time high of 4,900. And of course, recently the local high on this current run is at $4,093. So it still had about $800 to go to get to its all-time high. So still a lot of work to go. Still a lot of future value for Ethereum. And of course, people talking about some pretty big numbers. A 10,000, 15,000, 25,000. These sort of numbers that people think are reasonably possible in this bull market. And of course, we're getting closer here. So what's the low of the day? 3,400. So if you picked it up there, congratulations. And the high of the day, 3,676. We've had the Deacon upgrade a couple of days ago. Seems to be running pretty well. And of course, let's move over to Bitcoin, 30 days, of course. And then, of course, we've got our big news, the Ethereum ETF. So let me just drag that over. Ethereum ETFs are coming. That's the next big news for Ethereum. And that is coming up in potentially 66 days on the 23rd of May. And there's about 7 or 8 of those, I believe, get in line up to get approved, including BlackRock and others. So that is where we are at the moment. 23rd of May. And what do we say about that? Yeah, it could be modestly bullish. So we'll see that. And it might surprise to the upside if a lot of funds do go through those ETFs. So that's the other thing. And of course, the ETFs always compete with the exchanges as well, right? Bitcoin ETFs versus centralized exchanges. And of course, the same thing would be true with Ethereum there. And then there's going to be competition with fees as well. Like that's the other key thing there as well. What will the fees be? Of course, in competitive markets, normally fees would get bid down unless you have some sort of particular advantage. So that's some food for thought there. And may put downward pressure on potentially centralized exchange fees. Although in a bull market, we know how it rolls, right? That just keeps kind of rallying. And then maybe the earliest we have an interest rate pivot is by the 11th of June. That's kind of the play there at the moment. That is 85 days away. That's 85 days away. But that may possibly slip into July. But that is the earliest date at the moment. And of course, that's all the bullish news for the first half of the year. And then, of course, I think the US election is further down the track. And maybe even the other tool that the Federal Reserve have, which is money printing. Maybe they go from, contractionary to expansionary monetary policy with the money supply. And that would be good news for asset values, particularly crypto, and pump our bags even more and lead us into a long, nice bull market, maybe through to first quarter, second quarter of next year. And of course, if maybe Trump wins the election there on 5th of November, maybe that's going to be an extended bull market, right, with proper economic policies coming in, both demand and supply side, which we saw last time and his leadership there. So, fingers crossed. All right, that is pretty much where we are with Ethereum. That's going to lead us into Pulsechain, day 310 results. Before we get into that, let's see who else has jumped in the chat. And let's see here. We got A. Yeah, A and A. So I've gone to A. So we're going to stick with A. I thought I'd get a few more entries, but that was it. So appreciate that. Archie says D is the first letter in the Wookiees Jedi's crab alphabet. Yeah, apparently. The first and only letter says Archie. Oh my, that's bad. Put in the 21 EMA for Bitcoin. It's bouncing off it, says Brennan. There we are. That's Brennan's our TA expert. Says that Bitcoin's bouncing off the 21 EMA. Big shout out for that. What else? I think that's it on the moment. Let's get back into it. Okay, so Pulsechain. The Pulsechain opportunities are everywhere. That started the video today after that big pullback. And of course, here we are. 000135 is the price on Pulsechain, up 7.23%, 35% above the mean sacrifice price at the moment. Market cap at $2.1 billion. And of course, with 16 plus in supply there, we don't have the round numbers on here. So, there we go. We do. Okay, we got actually less than 16. Oh, that's really good, actually. Okay, 15.859. I don't know. I don't think that was there before. So has he added that in? Because 15.859. I'm pretty sure I've clicked on that before. It wasn't there. So that's kind of cool. What else are we going to say about that? Pulsex at the moment, quadruple 064, up 13.5%. And that is obviously still well below the mean sacrifice price. The Magic Carpet Ride tried to get us there on that 15 million buy about a week ago. And of course, that got mostly sold out. There's still a lot of resistance in the market, psychological resistance still. Some of that lots of bots still, lots of sacrifice players. Here and there we saw wallet number 25 the other day. So there's still a bit of that resistance, still a bit of the psychological thing from being underwater for so long. So you got a lot of that sort of stuff has to get absorbed out of the market to move to confidence. And of course, that's what we're looking for. Move to confidence. And then you start to move to FOMO after that, right? You move to FOMO from confidence. So we'll get there, folks. We'll get there. And of course, as I said earlier, we've still got about 55 days or so to go until to get the weekends out, as Richard would always say, a year, and get the weekends out. And of course, he likes people selling down the bottom. Now, he still wants some sort of uptrend. And as we're in the early phases of the bull market, we've kind of seen a couple of opening plays from Magic Carpet Ride. But we want to see still get weekends out before it happens. And of course, maybe he was a little surprised at the amount of resistance there at the main sacrifice price the other week. And of course, here we are back at quadruple 064 at the moment, and back up 30%. Now, the buy and burn doesn't care about your feelings. Facts don't care about your feelings, and the buy and burn doesn't care about your feelings. And it is at 753.2 billion, yeah, boy. So it's over $750 billion now. It's been bought up and burned by Pulsechain, which is pretty amazing. 3.69% of the public supply is now gone, burger. And of course, how much supply we have? 20.4 trillion is in the public supply, and of course, going pretty well indeed. So that's looking really good. Of course, we have Power City Earn protocol on top of that, taking a lot of Pulsechain off the market also. So that's looking pretty good. And Zen token at the moment up 10.2%, $6.90. And I do think this is going to probably have another big rally on the old Zen token there. Of course, do your own due diligence and all that. $27 million, 26.7, just under 26.7 is the supply of incentive token at the moment. And of course, those are emitted from the V1 Pulsechain farms. Remember, if you want to participate in the Pulsechain farms for V1, you do need to put the liquidity in the V1 side, not V2 of Pulsechain, and then you can participate in the farms there. Let's pull up the farms, and I like to do this every so often. I was doing it probably twice a week or so at some stage, but we've moved to far more irregular times. So let's pull that in though, and have a look at the Pulsechain farms. So we're going to go to earn here, and we're going to go to farms, and that brings up the farms there. You can see here they're all on V1, so you have to provide liquidity in there, and it's pretty easy to get into these farms. If you were going to get into the incentive Pulse farm, you could just click on it there, and it already gives you where you have to provide liquidity, right? Incentive and Pulse. So you'd go there and click that link, and it's going to bring you up automatically to V1. You see, not V2, V1, and then you can put in the equal amounts, right? Pulsechain is a V2 DEX, so you have to provide 50-50, in terms of the token supply. So if you provided 10, let's say you provided 10 million tokens of Pulse, that's $1,353. You'd also have to provide 194.874 incentive. So if you haven't already mined that, you're going to have to buy it right off the market, and that puts buy pressure up on incentive, of course. So that total position would be just about $2,700. And that would also give you a certain amount of share of the pool, and of course you're buying it at a certain ratio as well, so you're getting a certain amount of what they call LP tokens, or liquidity provider tokens. They're kind of like your ownership, because what's going to happen is that the Pulsechain is going to want to approve these tokens before you put them in, and then you're going to have to to deposit them, and then in return that will take all these tokens, the Pulse and incentive, out of your wallet and put it into the liquidity pools, and people will buy and sell that, right? And then, of course, you will earn some fees for it. But, of course, you're going to earn the most fees by putting it in the farm, because you're going to earn the Zen token on top of the trading fees, right? So that's very important to know. Pretty cool. Yeah, so 100%. Actually, on V1, it's a little different from V2. So in V1, 100% of the swap fees go to the buy and burn, which pays 0.1% bounty for each of that runner. So actually, in V1, all 100% of the fees go to the buy and burn, but in V2, that's where you earn the fees. So, yeah. We got that one, but there we remind ourselves. So if you jump to V2, it's going to tell you that by adding liquidity, you'll earn 0.22% of all trades in this pair, proportional to the share of the pool that you've got. However, on V1, you're going to earn farm tokens, so that's cool. All right, so let's go back to there, and so you're going to get LP tokens. They'll pop in your wallet, and then you'll have to go back to the farm again, and you'll have to then deposit your LP. You'll have to approve the tokens for spending, and then you'll be able to deposit them, and then you'll start earning incentive tokens straight away, which is pretty cool. And your earn tokens will show up here, and then you can also use the calculator. Calculator is pretty good. You can see that the yield at the moment is very handsome, 57.67%, and it's pretty high for most of the time Pulsechain's been out there, which is pretty cool. And you can just click on there, and you can put $1,000 in, for example, and it will tell you how much you're going to earn. Let's say every week you're going to earn $11. Every day you're going to earn $1.58, which is pretty good results, right? It's 58%, way better than the bank, right? You've got more risk, volatility, but if you're bullish about the bull market, then it could be a really good period of time that you're earning some pretty nice money in here. All right, and of course you got to take into account permanent loss, but if you're bullish about incentive token Pulse, maybe it's not so bad. Obviously that's particularly true in the Pulse X and Pulse farms there. Yeah, just take that into account if you don't care which ones you're in. Now, obviously, impairment loss is a much bigger deal inside the stablecoins that are bridged in from Ethereum with Pulse. They got much higher yields. However, if Pulse really goes off to the races, 14,000x or whatever you want to talk about, then it's going to be you're going to end up with a lot of US dollars and not much of the capital gain. You'll have a decent income, but you won't end up with much of the capital gain, right? So in the bull market, which is you don't really want to miss that, right? That's where riches or wealth is made. So that's kind of some of the cool things there. You can see that the yields at the moment looking pretty good across the board. So not too bad at all. All right, that was a little bit there on Pulsex. Let me jump back to the charts here. So we're going to get the PHEX. PHEX at the moment, 1.58 cents on PHEX, almost up 10%. So it's on a pretty nice move there at the moment. Back off the lows, and of course EHEX there at 2800th of a penny. And so the combined price of EHEX and PHEX is 1.87 cents. So we still haven't broken that 3 cent range as we've been talking about for quite a bit of time. But once we do, it's going to be glorious, I'm sure. Now, there's been a lot of talk out there in the about town about which tokens are the best to pump. We've seen the Magic Carpet Ride kind of pump all the tokens. We've seen the Magic Carpet Ride pump Pulsex the other week with $15 million. We've seen Hex get a little mini pump the other day, PHEX. And of course, we've seen a few of those things happen. So people have got different ideas of what should be pumped and this and that. PHEX is obviously a pretty good favorite there. We'll see how we go at the moment. So that's kind of the play on that for day 310. Let's have a quick look at some of the charts. Now, like I said to you, I've had a lot of my data wiped, so I have to reset everything up. But here it is. Let's go to Pulsechain first. Let's go to my new list. So if you see the shape of my new list is starting to come, we'll go to number 1, Richard Hart tokens here, and I have got most of these in the house at the moment. And of course, we've got Pulse at the moment, up 7.4%. So let's have a quick look at Pulsechain, and let's see what that looks like there. So Pulsechain there, and we're going to go to the daily. As you can see, the sell-off, right? The sell-off down here got pretty gruesome. Got down to 0.0001199. We're back up at 1352, and we got as high as 1364 there on that move. Let's go to the daily though, and I'll have to add in the RSI because I haven't got no RSI in there at the moment. I've got to reset them up, as I say. And we can see that we got all sold off all the way down on the daily. We got all pushed down all the way down to 37, and we just got pumped to 42. So see how good these RSIs are? They seem to be very good indeed. Just saying, oh, this is a little bit overbought. Maybe we're going to go down, and we go down there. But we had that up for quite a long time, as you can see. We had quite a decent little zigzaggy uptrend there. Maybe this is the final capitulation for the next move higher. We will see. It's going to be fun to see that play out, and we have got some decent support here at 1200. So I think food for thought there. Pulsex is the next one. So we'll look at Pulsex. Pulsex at the moment, I do have an RSI there on the hourly. So we had that big sell-off. A couple of big wallets in particular selling it down, and then we rallied all the way up there. We got as low as 5,186. Basically got support there at 5,000, but we managed to plow up through that to 6,398. The hourly is a little bit getting almost overbought, but on the 4 hourly, which is kind of the trader's view, that is a long way to go, right? So we're only at 46, so we could have a nice little re-pump here. Bit of a V recovery, maybe. I don't know. It's definitely possible. And then zigzag up there. But yeah, still a long way to go to get back to where we were. And of course, that's around about a 37% gain in there from that point of view. That is a PulseX, and of course, we're going to have a quick look at the PHEX. Here's PHEX chart, and that is the hourly there. Oh, that's the 4 hourly, I should say. So we're down, and we've been back up. Yeah, we got as low as 1.4 cents, back at 1.58. Man, what a journey it has been on PHEX, right? What a volatile time. Man, look at that thing. That is crazy. We've been, look at that, rate, down 54% off that high. Look, isn't that crazy? And that's inside how many days? 4 days, folks. 4 days, and down 54% there on PHEX. So, man, weekends, hold because that sort of psychological stuff can take its toll on a lot of people, particularly new to crypto and don't have a big risk tolerance as well. So that is the daily there. Yeah, nice little bounce of 1.438, and up we go is from the looks of it. Now the RSI must be very cooled off, so it's quickly pulling up the RSI. That must be really chill. And yeah, came right off the top there, 72, all the way back down to 42, and we're back up at 45. So a lot of room to move on that one. Once again, when PHEX goes, it's going to go, and maybe it's another month, maybe it's after the Bitcoin halving, when all the magic's going to happen, because that's kind of a year is coming in the beginning of May or the end of April, depending on whose year you're taking into account. But it's kind of like early May, and of course we've got the Bitcoin halving on the 17th of April. So just hodl until you win there. Isn't that the game? I think so. All right, so that's PHEX. And of course, EHEX has been, particularly picked up by influencers like Golki and that, doing a great job, to be honest. Amazing job there as well. Now, obviously, there's different properties to this. Obviously, Pulsechain is the main game, so let's not confuse ourselves with that. Pulsechain is the main game, but EHEX can operate just like anything else on the blockchain. And it's having a bit of a flat day today at 2,700, but holding that position. And of course, yesterday had a little bit of a pump. Yesterday got up to almost 0.3 of a penny, but down at the moment. And of course, you can pick up lots of HEX at this price range, right? I do still believe that the bank HEX is still sitting there at 1.2 cents. I obviously don't check it every day, but last time I checked, it was sitting at 1.2. That's where you'd face a lot of resistance moving higher. That being said, of course, EHEX will probably get dragged up with PHEX, just the way the markets work there. Now let's look at the EHEX PHEX ratio just quickly, because it's always fun. Not because it's particularly interesting at the moment, but because it's fun. And of course, let's have a look at that. Bam, we're going to go EHEX PHEX. This is the EHEX PHEX, so we're down at 1748. So we've kind of been sort of staying around that range. And let's inverse it, because you guys, I prefer to inverse it and show one PHEX will get you at the moment 5.7. So we do seem to be in this range at the moment. Let's say between 4 and, I don't know, let's say 4 and 7 at the top, but maybe even 4 and 6.5. And we're currently with the pump of PHEX versus no real change in EHEX. We're up at 5.7 ratio at the moment. So we are finding a kind of, if you circled that, let's put a circle. Should we put a circle on it? I don't know. Have we got a circle here? Do I have a circle in the picture here? Do I have a circle? No, there's a circle there. Is it this one? Is that the brush? No. Then we got, I don't play around with these pictures very much, so let me have a look here. Have we got a circle? We've got to have a circle here. Circle, yay. So let's circle that. Oh no, that's a pretty cool circle actually. Welcome to the Matrix, folks. We're going to drag that down. So we kind of got this circle range here. Yeah, we'll see how we operate over the next few days in that. There we go on the old EHEX. I'll have to take that off later on, but you know how it rolls. Now, let's look at the derivatives of HEX. The derivatives HEX. See, I've got a new setup. I just haven't finished it. I've got a lot of work to do. There's a lot of tokens to add. But here we are. We got Icosa, Hedron. I've got Basin, so I haven't got all the maxis in yet. We got Icosa, Hedron. We've got the Icosa Hedron system in there. Looks like on Pulsechain, I've got Ethereum in here too. So just to get both chains at once. But man, what do we got here? We got Hedron up 13%. We've got Icosa up 3% on Pulsechain. So they're having a nice little move higher with the Pulsechain move. Hedron on Ethereum, though, is down 20%. And, of course, Icosa is down 36%. So still getting hit pretty hard on the old Ethereum side there at the moment. We await Alex and his V2, Icosa Hedron V2. And, of course, he's probably making a few adjustments, thinking about some of Richard Hart's positions on things regarding EHEX and things like that, so which has impacted the second layers. You got to remember these protocols on the second layers have been amazing. Alex McFurter, during the bear market, they were the community leaders. And of course, now you can see Gold Key and Dipcatcher are huge influencers in the space. And of course, they have done amazing work during the bear market, getting well over 2 billion Hex off the market, getting those gas fees really low on Ethereum as well through the staking pools. And of course, now we've recently seen the pool party come out from that team. Of course, they're crushing it over on Ethereum. So Ethereum does have a future from that point of view. Obviously, the BankX is still a bit of a, I'm not so, we've still got a bit of a hurdle with that. Not that the market can't get through it, but it's definitely a hurdle there. And number 3 is that, Alex, we've got Magic Upride, which are doing Stakehouse as well, which is another Hex staking pools. So there's definitely ways of minimizing the impact of higher gas fees from that point of view. All right, so not too bad there with the derivatives. Now, influencer coins. Now, there's a new category. You guys know it. There's a sneak peek of what I'm growing here. And of course, we've got Hexy Bastard in there, Paul Pleb, Access Alive there as well. No token from Randy Olasky, more token from Trayvon, and Ben Armstrong V1. He's talked about supporting Pulsechain, and he's been doing pretty good work around that so far. Recently got back to 100,000 subscribers too on YouTube, so he's doing pretty well there. We can see that they're pretty much all up today on the Pulsechain move, all around 9% for Access, 9% for More, 3% for No Token, 7% for Paul Pleb, and 5.8% for Ben Armstrong there. Now there are other ones as well. Hit me up either in the chat there to let me know if there's other influencer coins you want me to add. I'm pretty open-minded about it, as long as they're not scam coins. And I know that you guys wouldn't put that down on the list anyway. Then it should be all good, right? All good. Now I've got a huge. I haven't done my PRC 20 list yet. Haven't done my meme coin list yet. And I have still got a lot of work to do in my Pulsechain projects, like a lot of work to do, which I'll be spending a lot of today doing, building that back, since I had to wipe the memory. We've got still some of our leaders in at the moment. We've got Loan Token, Earn Token, Wait Token, Tornado Cash Fork, ZKZX, Watt Token from Power City, Bean, and of course MCR from Magic Upride. These are the first ones I've added in. And of course, these are all pretty blue chippy type of protocols on Pulsechain. But this list is going to be a lot tidier than what I used to have, because I'm separating out a few things into different groups. So it should be really, really fun to go through on the live stream. So kind of nice at the moment. We can see we've got some big movers with the Earn Token up 18% there, 52 cents. Obviously, it's way off its highs, but you can't imagine it to stay that high for that long. And maybe the bull market pushes it back up, but there we go. Wait Token, of course, from Coast is up 19% on some good news on Coast. So we're going to get to that because Coast had a nice little update today. Important update: the next release of Pulsechain's Fiat on-ramp will incorporate 10 depository banks into our financial infrastructure. This is great news, as you guys know, that to stop deposit withdrawals. Obviously, the CSD stablecoin is still trading. We can see that when we go to our stables link there. You'll see that the stablecoin's going to be lit, this category. You guys can mimic any of this yourself. Obviously, you watch the show. You can pick up and customize your own on Deck Screener. But man, oh man, look at this. We got, I'm going to have this list is not finished with stablecoins, right? So it's stablecoins that are pretty much pegged to $1 or potential stable coins. So you'll see that too. Here we've got PDI, a potential stable coin, question mark. And of course, I love the maker theory, and the evidence is pretty compelling. So we're going to keep looking at that. That is up 19% today on PDI, up at 3400th of a penny. We've got USDC, which is also following up the maker theory, 17.43% there at 2300th of a penny. And we've got USD Tether following up as well at 16th, almost 70% at 2100. So obviously they're the weaker ones. They're taking its time, but pretty cool. Now in terms of the stable coins that are stable, or at least close to peg, we've got PXDC at 95 cents at the moment. So if you need to pay out back some of your PXDC loan to deleverage a little bit, maybe you got a little bit scared from the pullback, which is fair enough. Maybe your management was a bit tight. You took a lot of risk on the up market. Then that's cheap. You can get a lot more PXDC to pay back at the moment, because it's kind of like a 5% discount at the moment on that. In fact, let's have a quick look at PXDC before we get back to the Coast update, because that's been pretty interesting around peg, right? So dollar is peg. I've got on the hourly here. Let me go back to the daily on here. It's the daily price here on the old PXDC, the stable coin. Let's pull up $1 here, just so we got the peg, so you can see it really easy. Let me see. I like to get this accurate here. So that is kind of the peg. Let's put a yellow line on it just to make it a bit more easy to see. and we might put some groovy, let's keep the same weighting, and we might dash that in there. So that is kind of where we're looking there. We're well below peg. Look at this, which means that if you did take a loan out in PXDC, you'll be able to pay it back a lot easier with other tokens because you can buy a lot more of them, right? So nice opportunity with that spread there between the depegging. Don't tell them that I said that. All right, don't tell them I said that. All right, so that is the place there at the moment. And of course, USD. What's the other stable coin we got? USDL. Yeah, USDL is at 99.46 cents, so holding pretty well. Huge liquidations, as I understand it, on liquid loans yesterday or over the last 24 hours. I haven't checked it myself, but I have seen a few whisperings around there about that. So you have to be careful managing your liquidity when you do get big pullbacks in charts. The trend goes against you rather than for you, and so you do have to manage that leverage as well. But pretty much around the dollar. I mean, it's holding pretty well, isn't it? The peg on liquid loans looking pretty good on the daily. Might as well put a little dollar thing in here as well, and add that to the chart because why not? We did it for PXDC. So we got 3 stable coins at the moment native to Pulsechain. We've got some ones that are trying to do the pegging. So we're going to call it the pegging. I'm just having too much fun with these stable coins. This is crazy. I'm not supposed to have fun with stable coins. Anyway, we got some that are slightly depegged. We got other coins that are trying to pegging. They're trying to become the pegging with the maker theory, like PDI and USDC. So it's going to be fun. Now, what coins don't have on here? Of course, the bridged in ones, right? Don't have the bridged in stables. We're going to add those. Ethereum, USDC from Ethereum, DAI from Ethereum, all that sort of stuff. They'll be added in here. Just haven't got around to it, but that's happening probably today because I've got to get it all set up for the live streams that we have every day. It's going to be a fine list by the time I finish, a very fine list. So if you want to recommend one, I'll put it in the chat there or get into Discord and let me know. I will check it though. It better be good. Better be good. All right, let's move back here. So that's kind of cool with the coast. So the next release of Pulsechain Fiat on-ramp will incorporate 10 depository banks to our financial infrastructure. It will be very robust. If you want more dates, you can sign up to Coast there. So they've been doing really well. This just came out 14 hours ago. So really nice to see this stuff here. Important reminder, CST stablecoin represent new money entering Pulsechain. So this is the only fiat on-ramp to Pulsechain at the moment. So if you want to directly on-ramp fiat currency straight to Pulsechain, that's the way to do it. So $1 equals 1 CST. It exists purely to buy Pulsex, Hex, and other on-chain assets, reopening with more features soon on Coast there. And you can use Brian's link in the video description. You'll get 5,000 weight tokens as a bonus, and you can see the market's up today on the old weight token. So a pretty good idea to do that as well. So looking pretty good. And as we said on the stable coins, we'll go to CST. This is the stable coin. It's currently under peg at the moment, but it's pretty normal stuff here on the coast. You can see it's been operating for a long time now, doing a great job. I mean, it's pretty stable. Let's put $1 in here as well, just to have all 3 of our native stable coins all operating. This is the only one that's based on fiat. The other 2 are both liquidity forks, of course. And this one is operating pretty well. So it's a little bit depegged at the moment, but good news about the services coming up here. And of course, remember, CST is always redeemable for a US dollar on the fiat platform. So kind of cool stuff happening there. And the weight token there is up today, 16% on the bullish news, I guess. And a nice little pump off the bottom there at 007,500 to 008,900. Now, obviously, there's a lot more project coins. As you guys remember my big list, I had a big list of all the Pulsechain project teams, a lot of them utilities offering value on Pulsechain. I will build back that list today. But these are some of the blue chips already on there. They're some of the biggest TVLs. So we'll get all the PH Universe ones up there, Internet Money, all that sort of stuff. It's all going to come 9-inch, all that Texas, stuff like that. We'll have all those back on the list by the time I cover it again. All right, so not too bad at the moment. So that is from Coast. The other thing that we've had, of course, is P-Day. As you guys know, Batias is one of our pretty much dominant, apart from Portal X perhaps, DEX aggregator. And man, they have been doing a great job. They've got their next protocol coming up to Pulsechain. As I understand it, the first truly AI, artificial intelligence protocol, at least we're incorporating artificial intelligence. And of course, I think that's pretty neat there, the P-Day. And of course, from Batias, they have got their 12th day P-Day sacrifice phase so far. And I was just checking in on it basically. And there are 20 days left. Now, some people were trying to time the pump in the market. Obviously, if you got higher value when you sacrifice, then it's going to be better off for you. Obviously, we've had a big pullback from that time. So that hasn't quite played out at this stage. The early bonuses are always the best bonuses on top of that. So people are trying to trade off, value for the bonuses, and so far that hasn't played out. It reminds me a bit like the Sacrifice Pro, the Pulsechain Sacrifice, what happened there too. A bit of market manipulation, perhaps. So far, $693 has been raised. Current balance $644. So that Sacrifice is tinkering on there. Not too bad as well. So P-Day, and of course we've covered this in the past. It's going to be fun to see this play out as well. The other one is we've probably got Pulse launching a couple of days. That's going to be pretty close as well. So we're looking forward to Pulse launch on Pulsechain. So not too bad there. Sacrifice.pday.ai. All right, it's ticking up there. So people will back really good projects on Pulsechain. As you guys know, I've been backing PUSD Jacob's ecosystem, because he's also one of the three probably most innovative teams on Pulsechain, along with Patias here with P-Day, and of course the other one is Tetra. Tetra is the one I'm thinking of there. So I'll post a link to that if you want to check it out. P-Day AI from Patias. Hopefully I'll spell it right this time. Bam. All right, so you can check that out. And that is it at the moment. Bam. There we go. All right, so that's some of the hot stuff there as well at the moment. So there we are. That's where we are. But there are so many tokens out on Pulsechain at the moment that you can check out. And so I haven't finished developing those lists because I've got to reset them up, as I say. But Pulsechain here, down here on the list. And of course, you can see some of them. If you sort by 24 hours, you can see we're going to have a lot of new tokens at the top of the list here. Teddy Bear doing pretty well, up 20%, 27%. Duck token up quite a bit. Alien token from PTGC is up as well. So these two up together, they're both in the same family. That's up 24% as well. So these are some of the biggest gainers on Pulsechain. I have no idea what this one at the top here is, but we always get scam tokens up there as well. But that one there seems to be ticking away there. Let's see what else is up there. PVC token from 9-inch, that seems to be up 20% at almost 4 cents, 4.8 cents. So it's doing pretty well. Gophers is up 20% there at 15.57. Another one of Maximus and Dipcatcher's projects doing very well. And of course, the first 404 contract on Pulsechain. So it's been doing pretty well there. Up token related to liquid lines there and Haunted Strategy, up 19%. And of course, like I said yesterday, I think it was 2 days ago, Crypto Heartbeat did a big live stream on Up token with Haunted. They should definitely check that out. Big shout out to Crypto Heartbeat. Tropa up 16%. Time token from Intent Money up 15% there. What else are we going to say about that? Let's scroll down. Teddy Bear up 14%. So these are some of our leaders over the last 24 hours. Mitra making a nice move. One of our 7 NFT markets is up 13%. So doing pretty well there from Gerardo. Magic Carp Ride, that's another one there. I don't know what that is, but that's ticking up there too. Not sure. That must be just a Magic Carp Ride meme. That is up 12% there at the moment. Pulsex, of course, followed up there. And these are some of the ones over 10%. So that's kind of the list there at the moment. Pulsex making that list of over 10% gains on the custom list here on Deck Screener for Pulsechain. So that's pretty much it. All right, let's get into some of the other stuff here. Have a quick look at validators. We've got 49,270 validators at the moment. With 1.58 trillion off the market. And let's have a look at the gas prices. Hopefully they haven't been too bad. 320,000 beats, 2 cents for a Pulsex swap, 9/900th of a penny for a Pulsecoin transfer, and 3/10 for a PRC20 transfer on Pulsechain. The GUI on Ethereum has come down a lot since the pullback. We're down at 25 GUI. That's been a nice relief for on Ethereum. Where Pulsechain's 2,807 times cheaper than that, despite the fact. And of course, 2,130 times cheaper than Bitcoin. $2 to send a transfer on Bitcoin at the moment. And finally, let's get to the bridge. The bridge at the moment. What is that looking like? The drum roll. 138. So we have been in the 140 million mark. Obviously, EHEX is down in value, modest down in value, so that's pulled it back as well. When we had the big bull run there back a couple of weeks ago, we were up to 180 plus million, 185 or something. And of course, that was our record. So we're at 138.9. Still well above our bear market position. We were down at like 60, 70 million from memory. So we're still doing pretty well there. And we'll keep a lookout for that. It's kind of the health check is that old bridge all up there. There are other ways of getting on Pulsechain, of course. Coast, let's see a steer ramp. There are some BNB bridges. and other bridges there, Lightning Network from Pulsechain and other things like that. So there are other ways to get to Pulsechain, but that's the main one there. Lock coins. Let's have a quick look at lock coins. So going to show up there. Yeah, lock coins there. So 2.6. We had 15.8 trillion public supply. 2.6 trillion is locked away. And of course, most of that is with the validators and liquid lines. Liquid lines down to 940 billion now. And of course, on top of that, we also have Pulsex. 872 billion Pulsex is locked away in Power City. So we have these nice little lockups. And of course, there's other things like farms and liquidity pools and all the dexes that lock up coins too. But so far, we're ticking along pretty well there. And of course, more innovation to come in the space. So that's kind of where we are for day 310. And of course, we're about to start day 311, aren't we? And opportunities are everywhere on Pulsechain. So check them out. Pick off some of the big utilities there. All right. Let's go to the negative numbers and have a look, see some of these. So, yeah, check out, go hunt for a lot of cool opportunities. Like I say, Access Alive looks a little bit undervalued at the moment. Definitely looks potentially good. Liquid Loans Load Token looks a bit undervalued. You can definitely check that out. So there are opportunities there. Obviously, Liquid Lines probably affected with the Dansons and the market pullback as well. But apart from that, not too bad at all. So yeah, go and hunt some opportunities if you think they're good blue chips or whatever. You can pull them into your portfolio. All right, that is pretty much it on that one. Let's get back into the Hex. Hex, of course, is finishing up the day. How many hours are we? 30 minutes above. We won't have the results out today at the moment. Day 1568. Yeah, we're a couple of days behind on the Ethereum numbers, and we're a couple of days behind on the Pulsechain numbers as well. But we will be waiting for day 1567 and day 310 on Pulsechain. So that'll probably come out, probably another 20-30 minutes, but we won't be waiting for those. Hex.com, check it out, folks. Buy Hex on Pulsechain, that's preferred, or buy Hex on Ethereum. And of course, you can bridge your Hex on Ethereum over to Pulsechain as well. And you can start mining your P-Hex, your Hex on Pulsechain as well on Pulsechain. So super cheap with the gas fees, of course. That's the place to be. Not too bad at all. And of course, as you guys know, we're expecting to see a nice little magic cart ride. We're going to talk about that later on. Let's see who else has jumped in the chat here. It's a lazy Sunday in the US, and it's a lazy Monday in the US and in New Zealand and Australia. How about that? And the Pacific Islands. Let's not forget the Pacific Island peoples. They're everywhere. Power to the peoples. What else have we got going here? Let me see. We got Sandy Beach has good explanation of the V1 farming. Yeah, thanks, Sandy. It's been a little while since I've actually been on. I need to bring up the farms a lot more, actually, to be honest. We got CC in the house there. Yo, let's go. Excavator, hey gang. Good to see Excavator as well. Living Man says, dang, bro, I want a wrench. I'm not even sure. Are you on? Which channel are you on? Living Man, yeah. Get involved in our Discord, and it might happen. It might happen. The Living Man says also PLSS is bullish. Yes, it is. Looking good there. Lots of room for PLSS on the upside. As we saw earlier, the RSI on the 4-hourly, the trader's view, has got a lot of upside. We're at, 43 on the RSI. So, yeah, definitely agree with that comment. Now, it has to zigzag its way up, but still looking pretty good there. Sandy says, if you stake MCR 369 token, you now get HOA as one of the rewards. Yeah, wow. I mean, they just added USDL the other day, and now HOA as well. Wow, that's pretty awesome. StakeX says, we're looking forward to seeing what Alex Hedron comes up with. Yeah, for the V2, yeah. Now, he's doing a lot of cross-chain staking and stuff like that with tokens. That was the idea for Hedron Icosa in particular. I guess Watts as well. It was a little bit unclear, although one of the paragraphs talked about Hex. So I'm not sure whether he had that in his playbook. So hopefully we'll get a bit of clarity on that. But doing some incredible work, of course. You may have to import the token to see it in your wallet, but it's there. Nice. That's on the old Magic Cart ride. Craig Pick says, morning all. Good to see you, Craig. Welcome to the chat there. We got Bamson Bam in the house there. Bamson Bam. Bam Bam. Hello, everybody. Good to see you, Bam Bam. And Bamson Bam is in the house, everybody. All right, so we're up to 50 minutes, folks. We're going to pretty much finish it there. I hope you guys enjoyed the quick show today. It is a lazy Sunday, so enjoy your weekend out with your family and friends. And, of course, if you're down under, I hope you have a good day at work, or good day cruising the markets and looking for those sweet pulse chain opportunities. They are everywhere. Now, as at 55 days to finish shaking out the weekends, and then we really start to motor up there. We're going to see a few other tricks from Richard Hart revealed. Is one of those the maker theory, of course, which is stacking up pretty nicely with a lot of evidence. We shall see. And of course, Richard Hart tokens, Hex, Pulsechain, and of course PulseX incentive token, golden cryptos for the win. Looking forward to it, and of course it's going to be fun times. All right, I'm going to play out Magic Cup Ride video. Join the Magic Cup Ride, pick up those opportunities. Still accumulation on Pulsechain. We're still, even though we're in the early stages of the bull market, still accumulation time. Pulsechain for the win. Hashtag. All right, catch you guys later. Catch you tomorrow, and hopefully I'll have my full range of show there for you tomorrow too. Our Discord link is in the video description, so join up today. Our general membership is $5 a month, 16 cents a day. Get access to all the information in the best community on the planet. And of course, number 2, if you want to get into our strategy club, you can join that too as well. That's $35 a month, and I have to set up the next meeting for that one too. So stay tuned. All right, bye for now. Take care.
In theory, if someone were a billionaire and they had like all this money, why wouldn't they just buy more of the thing they liked instead of dumping the thing they liked? Like if Bezos bought shares in Amazon, would you be pissed off? If Apple does a stock buyback and they buy more of their own shares in their company back from the public, which is a way to turn earnings into yield for the shareholders, do you get mad and yell at Apple? And so we had to come up with a word for this fan fiction fantasy, which is the opposite of a rug pull, called a magic carpet ride. And so if you're worried about risk of a rug pull, what weighted value have you given the risk of a magic carpet ride? And it's just hilarious to me.